Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Bonefire Tarot by Gabby Angus West. Website here is schifferbooks.com. Feel free to freeze frame if you need to for the information. I think my cat's playing with a toy. Supportive Oracle Cards, Energy Oracle Cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Websites for her. They're all Hay House, but there's a list of them. Feel free to use anything you want there, of course, if you want to check out those websites. Okay. What do we have for Aquarius? Okay. I'm like slapping out cards here. There's good... Okay, what is happening? What is going on here? This is the first card I saw, and it really gave me a great feeling. I mean, it's the Ace of Cups, but overall, I think things are really good. I do. I feel like the art of letting go. The art of letting go. Is that a book? The art of letting go. I keep getting that over and over again. The art of letting go. Somebody else is not. Somebody else will not let something go for the life of them. They're very stuck to something. They won't let it go. It's creating a block in their life is what I'm getting with the Hanged Man and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like this is too much. It's too much. They won't let something go. They need to let something go. They're just not willing to do it. And I feel like they're under the impression that they won't be happy if they let it go. These are the challenge cards. This is what's not working. The longer they hold on to it, they feel like they'll be happy if they just wait it out, hold out. They don't let go. As long as they don't let go, they think they'll be happy. But that's truly not the case. It's just the longer they hold on to it, the worse their situation gets. I think what they're saying is to step away from it. I'm just trying to take it really carefully here. Six of Swords, moving on. Moving on for troubled waters. Yeah, that's cool. I feel like I don't want to. I don't want to, but I feel like I need to. I just need to step away from it. I just need to distance myself from it. If you do, the challenge is to not only step away, but stay away. Healing comes in. There's some healing energy coming in by stepping away and staying away. It's hard to do this. I think the challenge is to stay a part of it, to step away from it and stay away from it. Get away and stay away. Excuse me. What will happen? If you step out of it, it seems like the situation starts to take a life of its own. Things start to fall apart. Excuse me. Things start to fall apart. I definitely get that things start to fall apart. And that's hard for you to watch. Because you're going to have the urge to go in there and change it, is what I keep getting. But what happens is the situation starts to evolve on its own and gets a lot better. It's hard, but it seems to be very uncomfortable for you to watch this, kind of like, I don't know if this is good. There's a lot of good coming out of it, but you're kind of like, you're noticing a lot of what you don't like versus what you want to happen. This person needs to let go. And this is a hard way to let this happen, but it's also the most effective way to let this happen. The Five of Cups is kind of like, not everything is bad, but what is bad is really uncomfortable, to say the least. everything seems to work out. Like the situation starts to take care of itself, and it will go a lot better. The Sun card is the best card, in my opinion. When it's all said and done and it's all sorted out, it will be for the best. Everybody will be doing a lot better. The person here who's not willing to let go, it's in their best interest too, which I know for some of you, I feel like that may be like, well, I don't know about that. Take it with a grain of salt. That's how it's coming in. That this is best for them too, to finally let go. There's going to be a period of like discontent. It's going to be hard to really see it that way. There's going to be this whole, I feel like a lot of people might kind of look at it like, oh, that was unfortunate. Something like that. Like, oh, I don't know if that was for the best. Oh, that seems unfortunate. I wish that didn't turn out that way. Stuff like that. But I feel like once it's done, it's done. And then your role afterwards will just be about like accepting what is what is, and just moving on from it, letting things go, moving forward, picking up the pieces. I feel like it's a little bit uncomfortable for you, kind of like, well, I stepped back. If I didn't step back, I guess it could still be happening. It could still be where it was, but also kind of like trying to accept like it was going to end sooner or later. It's just kind of like letting it end on its own, letting the situation do what it needed to do was actually the better way to handle it, instead of just dragging it out needlessly. I don't know. Needlessly seems like, I don't know. There's a reason why it would have dragged out, but it doesn't seem like it was for the best interest. Excuse me. Your energy coming in at the end here is to actually start showing a direction to go in, start showing a path out of the situation. Like it seems like whatever's let go, whatever fails, something, it feels like it fails, or somebody needs to let go of something they don't want to. You step out of it, they have no choice, it kind of fails, they have to let go of it. Once it's done and it's cleared out, it's like we need to let it go. It's kind of like let it go away, it's gone. Then you start to show, this is where we need to go now, or this is like we need to pick ourselves up and start picking a direction and going in a different direction. Accept that that's over and move forward. Like sometimes there's some energy where we have to, because I use that term, move forward, and it reminds me, like it was like, I don't remember how long ago it was. I think it was like 15, maybe 20 years ago. I had a really bad manager and she would use the term moving forward, but basically meant she didn't want to deal with something. She didn't want to address something she did wrong. So instead of dealing with that, she would just keep repeating the term move forward. We're going to move forward. We're just going to move forward. In other words, I don't want to be accountable for what I chose, so we're going to ignore that and we're just going to keep going forward like it never happened. So when I hear that term moving forward, and especially since I just said it, it makes me cringe. Like, ooh. Like, so maybe we need to look at what happened and why it happened and sort that out first, just to be fair. But once that's sorted out, we don't want to spend our life doing that. We want to like kind of like, all right, this is the choice. This is what happened. This is why it happened. Address it, accept it, and then we want to step into the next part. We want to pick our new path and, activate that. Pick our new path and activate a step forward. It's hard for this energy because it seems like that lingering energy is still having a hard time letting go. And I feel like if we address where it was, why it had to end, what happened, and that it's actually over, then they can start picking up their own strength and moving towards new value. It's stressful. I feel like when I see this card, it's very stressful for them to do that. But this is how we need to move forward to get this to change. For the situation to become unstuck, to remove the block, it has to fail first. Then then addressing why it failed, because it's not your fault. So we shouldn't be going down that road. But this is what was going on in that situation. This is why it failed. We have to accept that it failed. And then now we have to pick a new direction and activate that new direction. it's stressful for them. But by going through that process, I don't see them returning to it and creating another similar situation. They don't seem to like that. And I understand that they don't like that. I'm not expecting them to really love it, but that seems to be that's what needs to happen. I feel like the biggest piece of this reading is for you to step back and let it do what it needs to do. Because you do seem to have the ability to keep it on life support, but it's not really what's for the best. It's going to take some time to sort out, but like the best analogy I can give for this is kind of like, it's like somebody in a bad relationship realizing that doesn't really work very well, and to which you keep stepping in and helping it sort out. You keep finding a way to help it sort out. But if you stop doing that, it implodes, they go their separate ways. The person you're still connected to is really heartbroken about it. But then when you help them sort it out, like, well, this is where you weren't getting along, and this is where you were clashing, this is why that fell apart. They go through the process, they realize what they chose, the type of person they chose was not the best type of person. It's like the person always chooses the bad person, the bad guy, the bad girl, whatever you want to call them. And you realize that's not really a quality you want in a person for a relationship. You don't want the person that's really rude or just very selfish or just causes problems and conflicts where they go everywhere they go. That's not really a great relationship trait. And then you point that out and they're like, oh yeah, you're right, that kind of sucks. Yeah, it does. They're not going to find that, but they're going to realize, oh, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to end up in this heartbreak again. And then, however long it takes them to get through that, when they end up in the next relationship and they realize how much better that is, that's where that sun card shows up. When they realize everything they got because they moved out of the bad situation and went into a better one, realizing they couldn't have the better situation until they let go of the bad one. That's where the value is really showed. That's where the door to value really opens. So it's almost like, I feel like they're just trying to give you a reason to let it fail. They're just trying to show you why that's better to let it fail. Take it with a grain of salt. Readings for entertainment purposes only. We all know that. So, if it hits, great. If it doesn't, do what you got to do. I feel like it's a harsh one, but, I feel like for those of you that it needs to, it'll make sense for. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.